Alright, I believe you can see my screen. You can see my screen, right? Alright. So we learned a number of things in the first class. We learned about variables, we learned about data types, and how to use arithmetics on in Python. Understand? So the very first program you should run as a Python programmer is this program called print hello world. So you type print, then you put quotes here, hello world, and then you run that and you get the output here, hello world. So now talking about variables. Variables are containers for storing data, right? For instance, I can say name equals Lawrence. Now this name is a variable because it's a container, and the data in it is what? Is Lawrence. Now the reason why I put Lawrence inside yes. The reason why I put Lawrence inside quotes is because Lawrence is a string, right? We talked about the different data types in Python. We have we have strings, we have integers, we have boolean, and so on and so forth. So if I want to store age now, age can just be a number. It does not need any quotes. So why does age not need any quotes? Why did I put any quotes for the 13, which is the age?
Because it's not a string.
Yes, it is not a string. It is a number. And Python recognizes numbers, right? Python recognizes numbers. But if I'm to say name equals Lawrence without any quotes, if I try to run this program, can you see what we have here?
Yes.
Error, because name Lawrence is not defined. Because Python does not recognize anything apart from numbers. But if you want it to recognize Lawrence, then you have to put it in quotes to let it know that it is a string. String is just a sequence of characters, right? And they are ordered. So let's play around with variables. Now if I say name equals Lawrence, then let me print name. Alright, so when I printed name I got Lawrence. Why? Why did I get name printed? Hello, why did I get Lawrence printed instead of name?
Because you have stored it as a data.
Yes, because the data stored is Lawrence. This name is just a label, right? It's just a label. It's just
Yes,
like putting,
sir.
yes. It's like putting sugar in a tin, and then you write on the bottle, on the container, you write sugar. So the actual thing is the sugar substance, right? Not the label. So that's what gets printed. Now, it is possible to reassign a variable, right? It's possible to reassign a variable. Now, the equal to is the assignment operator and is always needed. So, if I say name equals to Lawrence, this means that name is Lawrence. Now, if I decide to put name equals Favor. Now, if I decide to print name at this point, if I decide to print name at this point, all I'm going to get is Favor. And why is that? Because Python runs line by line, right? If the print statement was, yes, if the print statement was used at this point, it won't be favor that I get. I'll get Lawrence. Because Python runs line by line. So it interprets each lines of code one after the other. So it starts from this place. Okay, Python says at this point though, the name is Lawrence. But once it gets here, oh, name has changed. The name is now Favor. So it is possible to reassign variables. It's possible to reassign variables. And now when writing variables, it's we have to take some rules into consideration. Now a variable name cannot begin with a number. We cannot say something like this, for instance. It's going to be an error. Yes, it's going to be an error because a variable name cannot start with a number. And again, variable names cannot contain spaces. For instance, if I want to say first name now, first name, this is going to be an error. It's going to be an error because variable names cannot contain spaces. Rather than use space, the only character you are permitted to use is the underscore character, this dash character. This works well. So if I run this, there's not going to be any error, right? Now the reason why I don't have anything shown is because I did not print anything. So to make anything get displayed in Python, you have to use the print function. So I didn't print it, but I've stored it. There's no error because I wrote the variable name correctly. So to write variable names, it must start with either a letter or an underscore. Underscore can start the name. This is not also going to give an error. You can start the name with an underscore or a letter. Then the variable name can contain number, but the number cannot start the variable name. I can put name 1 actually, and it's going to run fine. It's going to run fine. So there's no issue with that. There's no issue with that. So you can put as many words as you want, but you separate them with what? With what character?
Underscore.
Underscore. Thank you. Underscore. Alright. So I can say father in law. There's not going to be any error. Equals. What is this? There's not going to be any errors. You can put as many words as you want, but just use underscore. But another way of doing this is to start each letter with capital letter, maybe like this. Father in law, just to make sure that people can recognize that each of them is a word on its own, right? But this is the cleanest way actually. This is the cleanest way, using underscore. And we also need to know that variable names are case sensitive. If I say name equals Lawrence now, if I say name equals Lawrence, what are these suggestions I'm giving? Name equals Lawrence, and if I try to print name in capitals, I'm going to get an error. It says name is not defined because Python does not recall anywhere we have mentioned name in capital letters. So variable names are case sensitive. So I have to use these small letters that I used. So it's going to get it out. So variable names are case sensitive. So it is usually advisable to stick to one case. If you are going to be using small letters with underscores, just stick to that. And in fact, that's the conventional way of writing variables in Python. Most experienced programmers use lowercase with underscores. Alright. So let's do something quickly. Let's combine variables and the operators. So let's say I want to add two numbers. Num1 equals 20. Num2 equals 30. I'm not going to say print num1 plus num2. Now let me ask before we proceed, why did I use print here?
Because print is a command, is a function.
Well, the reason why I use print is that, see, you know, I've declared num1 and num2, right? So if I just put
Yes, sir.
if I just put num1 plus num2 and I run it, I'm not going to get anything. The reason is that Python will not display anything unless you ask it to do so. And the default command for Python to display things is called print function. That print function. So if you say num1 plus num2, Python will internally calculate it. It will calculate it and store it. Are you following? No, it will calculate it, not store it now. But if you don't ask it to print it out, it's not going to print it out. So I have to add the print function so that it will show the results. So what I'm saying in essence is that, okay, show me the result of num1 added to num2. Show me the result. That's what the print function does. So it's going to show me the result, which is 50. It is 50. Alright. So right now I want you to also try adding or maybe subtracting two different numbers right now. You can do that on PyBridge. So try doing it now. And let me know your result.
Okay, sir.
Okay, have you done that?
I'm doing it right now.
Alright, let me know once you are done.
Okay, sir. I'm done, sir.
Okay, you got the result, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright, cool to go. So now in Python, whenever you have different operations to do together, if you say for instance print 12 plus 3 times 2, can you guess the result of this operation?
30.
30. You are wrong. So let me run it. You see, the result is not 30. Did you see the results?
Yes, sir.
Do you know why? Because Python follows the mathematical convention of using. Yeah, you want to say something?
Multiplication comes first before.
Yes, before addition. So Python follows the mathematical convention of using BODMAS, right? So it does the 3 times 2 first, then adds 12. Do you understand that?
Okay.
But there's a way to force Python to follow your order.
Yes, sir.
To do that, just put this. Just put this in brackets. So it means that you are telling Python, add 12 to 3, then now multiply by 2. That will now give the earlier results you mentioned, which is 30.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's do something fun. Now we are going to do the calculation of the area of a rectangle and print the result. So first we need variables. Can you tell me the variables we need? We want to calculate the area of a rectangle. To calculate the area of a rectangle, what are the variables we need? What are the kinds of data we need to get? Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I was saying that to calculate the area of a rectangle, what are the variables we need? Like, what are the well, we are going to need what?
The area and the breadth.
The length and the breadth, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So now we say length equals, let's say 12. Now I'm not going to put centimeter. Why don't I want to put this centimeter here like that? Can you tell me why? Hello?
I don't know why.
Okay. The reason is that, remember, anything that is not a number in Python should always be put in quotes so that it will be treated as a string. Are we together?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we can't just put centimeter like that to confuse Python. So let's put breadth equals, let's say 5. Then we are going to say area equals what now? Length. Since we have already stored the length and breadth, we can just reference it. Length times breadth. Right? Now we are going to print.
Yes, sir.
So what will I print now? What will I put inside the parentheses?
Area.
Area. Good. Because we have calculated it. Now we have already declared length to be 12. Breadth is 5. Then we stored the calculation of length and breadth inside a variable called area. Now we print that area to get our answer. So there you go, 60. So you can use that for complex calculations. Yeah, you can use it for complex calculations to, like for circle now. Like for circle now, we need the radius of the circle and we need pi. So pi equals 3.142. Now this 3.142 is a float in Python, and floats in Python whenever you combine float and another number like integer. Remember integers. What kind of numbers are integers in Python?
They don't have decimal point.
Yes, they are whole numbers. So when you combine integer and whole number, maybe you multiply them together or add them, the result will be a float, which is decimal point. We meant to introduce decimal. So pi equals 3.142, then radius equals, let's say 7. Now area equals pi multiplied by radius. Print area. Now be careful, whenever you type print, don't put space before the brackets. Though I think Python gives parentheses automatically when you type print. Does it do that?
No.
It doesn't. You have to put the bracket yourself.
Yes.
Okay, alright. But once you put the opening bracket, it closes it for you. So just be careful not to put space. Just be careful not to put space. Otherwise there will be an error. So print area. So there we go. Now see that the result is a float. Yeah, the result is a float. The result is a float. Right. Now you should understand comments in Python, so it's important. Now comments help you to explain your code. Comments helps you to explain your code, maybe to somebody that is not a programmer, or even if you want to get back to your code sometimes. Now let's recalculate the area of a rectangle, but then this time we're going to use comments. To use a single line comment, that is a comment that goes on one line only, use hash. So whenever you put hash, anything that goes on that line is treated as a comment. Now what happens? Python will not touch that line at all because you are telling it is just a comment. It's not part of your code. So I'm going to write this code calculates, or this program rather. This program calculates the area of a rectangle. So now we want to get the variable length and breadth. So I'm going to say declare the length of the rectangle. Now what happens if I don't put the hash here before all these comments? What do you think will happen?
If you see it will be an error. You run it.
Why exactly?
Because it will not recognize it as a comment.
Yes, you know, Python would think you want to maybe Python will be confused actually, because normally whenever Python sees text ought to be string in Python. So if I just write it plainly like this, Python will be confused because it does not know is it a string or what. So but once I put this hash, Python will know, oh, I'm to ignore this one. Oh, I shouldn't touch this one at all. So declare the length of the rectangle. So length equals 20. I know the length we used the other time. So declare the breadth also. Breadth equals 30. So calculate the area. I'm doing something wrong right now. What's that?
You didn't put hash.
Yes, I did not put hash. I did not comment the code here. So calculate the area. So I can just say area equals length times breadth. So display the results. Print area. Alright. So the area gets displayed. Now, what's the difference between this and the one we did the other time?
This one consists of comment.
Yes, so it means people can understand this.
Yes.
It's easy for even someone that does not know programming to understand this. It's easy. Now, there's something I need to show you. There's what we call concatenation. Let me write it so that you see what I'm talking about. Concatenation. Now, concatenation means joining two or more strings together. For instance, if I say name equals Lawrence, okay, name equals Lawrence, and I want to say welcome Lawrence. Normally I should say print you can say print welcome, but now how do I put this Lawrence without having to write it again? We can achieve that by what we call concatenation. Concatenation just means adding strings together. It's just like addition. So I'm going to say welcome, then I'll put plus, then I'll now reference the name I stored, name. So what this is going to be, is going to join the name together with welcome. So if I run this, I'll say welcome Lawrence. So what do you notice about this?
It
It
adds
adds
the
the
data of
data
the
of the
space with
name
the
with the
welcome.
welcome.
With welcome. But there's now an issue. What issue do you notice?
There's no
There's
space
no
between
space
welcome
between
There's
and
welcome and
lawrence.
no
lawrence.
space. Because whenever you concatenate in Python, if you have data, or let me say string 1, now string in Python is str. So if you have string 1, string 2, whenever you concatenate, this is how it will do. This is what it will do. It will just join it together like that. So you are the one that has to put space by yourself. So if I want to put space, I can either put space here, right? Or I will add space as another string. Actually, remember that string is a sequence of character in Python, right? So
Yes,
even
sir.
space in Python is a string because it's a character itself. So can you see that this is space that I added in between? I put quotes, then there's space inside that quote, meaning that that's a string on its own. But don't stress yourself. You can just put so instead of that, you can just put the space after the welcome, so that the space is part of the welcome string already. So, but there is an issue here. That's why it's red. I need to remove these codes. Okay. So if I run this now, I'm going to say welcome Lawrence with the space, because I've already added the space after the welcome.
Welcome.
Yes. So that's concatenation. Now you might want to ask, can you concatenate a string and a number? We will get to know in this next practice, in this next task. Now,
Okay.
let's say I calculated the area of a rectangle. We say okay, this program calculates the area of the rectangle. Okay, so declare the length. So length equals 12. Declare the breadth. Breadth equals 5. Calculate the area. So area equals length times breadth. So now normally if I want to print the area, the way we do it is we just print area, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But I want to make it look more maybe how do we call it now? I want to make it look more clear. Now if I just print area, it looks ambiguous somehow. I should be able to say the area of the rectangle is, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what I want to do. But to do that, I will need to join different strings together.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if I say print the area of the rectangle is, now to join two or more strings, you use plus, which is concatenation. Now if I join area together with this, will it work?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, actually it won't, but let me run it and show you. Now read the error there.
Can only concatenate string.
Not int. It means you can only concatenate string and string, not int and string. You cannot join letter and number together. Python does not know how to do that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So if we want that to happen, well, there are like 2 or 3 ways we can go about it. One, we can change the area. We can turn the area to a string itself. It is possible to convert a number to a string, and to do that is very, very simple. Just type str just before the area, but make sure that the what you are changing to string is inside bracket.
Okay.
Do you understand that? So what I'm doing is I'm changing the area to a string. I'm changing the area to a string. So at this point now, area will become a string. So it will be like a sequence of characters that you can just add to another one. So if I run it, can you see now the area of the rectangle is 60. 60. So is that cool? I said, is that cool?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. So that can come in handy. Now, another way you can do this is using formatted string. Okay. You can use what we call the printf. Then you have the area of the rectangle is area. I'm not sure I wrote it the right way. Okay. I think the F ought to be here. The F ought to be here. Alright. So the way you can do it is you put F just before the statement, the string. You put F just before the string.
Okay, sir.
So that's another way you can go about it. Do you understand what I just explained?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now the only way to get better is through practice. Okay. The only way to get better is through practice. So right now I want you to do, maybe you do that of a circle, or even you can use a rectangle too, and let me know your result, or just share your screen. Share your screen so that I see what you are doing right now.
Okay, sir. I don't know how to do that, sir.
Okay. Do you see the arrow that points up that shows that the TV icon on Google Meet?
No, sir.
Okay. Let me stop sharing my screen. Maybe that's why you're not seeing it. Okay. So can you see that up arrow icon with the TV icon that has arrow on it?
No, sir.
Okay. How does it? Are you on the Google Meet interface right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look downwards where you see the mic, the video. Just use. Okay. All right. Well, share your screen now. Okay, I can see your screen now. You have an error. Now go back to your code. Okay. Go back to your code. Let me show you what you are doing on. Okay, so you said the length of the rectangle is, then you want to concatenate. Now, this okay, you said plus, then you have the open bracket. This will work, but the result you will get will be the length of the rectangle is area. I think you wanted to say the area of the rectangle.
Yes.
Yes, so, but that's not the only issue actually. Change it to area, okay? The area of the rectangle. But if you run this right now, you get the area of the rectangle is area. Now run it, you see what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Now go back. Remove the quotes from the area.
Okay, sir.
All the both opening and closing quotes for area. Now run it. Sorry, please go back again. I'm not sure I'm seeing this properly. The area of the rectangle is. Oh, remove the parentheses, the brackets. That's not supposed to be there.
Okay, sir.
Wait. This is the exact issue. You wanted to change the area to a string, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you only put area in brackets. You did not put the keyword that converts it, which is str. That's meant to be there.
You mean here?
No, where you have the area after plus, where you are printing.
Yes, sir.
There's supposed to be str before you put the area into brackets.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so make sure you close all brackets. Yeah, good. So you can run it now. So you get your result.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it. So you have to put the str because that's what converts it.
Okay.
Now, before we close, we are still going to take this further in tomorrow's class. But before we close today's class, I want us to explore user input, getting user input. Now, it is possible for you to get input from user, maybe someone that wants to use your program. You can stop sharing your screen. You can stop sharing now. Yes. Alright. So can you see my screen now?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, alright. So to get user input from user, you just use the keyword input, right? Now if I say input,
Okay.
remember whenever you use a function, there has to be brackets. Input is a function, print is a function. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Even the str that used to convert the other time, it is a function. So all those functions take brackets after them. So when you put input, there has to be brackets. So inside this input, I'm going to put what is your name. Can you tell me why I used the quotes, even though it's an input?
Because Python only recognizes so we need to use string.
Yes, we need to use quotes so that we show that this is a string, right? So
Yes,
sir. So what is your name? So if I run this, we're going to get what is your name. So I can enter something, and the program will end. Now, if you notice, you see that immediately after the question mark, everything just got jam-packed. So, whenever you are declaring, whenever you are trying to get input, always put space at the end so that it will be separate from whatever you want to get from the user. So, if I start typing now, it is not like that again. Now, if I get input from user and I don't store it, it is useless. For instance, if I get name from the user now and I don't store it, it is useless. So how do I store input? You can just say, before the input, you can just say name equals to input. What is your name? Meaning that I'm storing the, whatever the user enters, I'm storing it as what?
Name.
As name. So if I now say print welcome, and then I'll concatenate that with name. So let me run this. What is your name? I'm Lawrence. So welcome, Lawrence. Do you understand these 2 lines of code?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Alright. So this one takes the input, what is your name? Then whatever the user enters is stored inside name. Then we have to print welcome. Then we concatenate that with whatever the user enters. Now, input in Python is string by default. Even if you ask them to enter a number, it is still string. I will show you that. I will clarify that now. If I say num1 equals input, enter a number. Num2 equals input, enter another number. Okay, let me put this column and this here. So 1, I'm getting 1 number, then I'm getting the second number. Now if I say print num1 plus num2, if I run this, there's going to be an error. No, there's actually not going to be an error, but okay, how do I explain this? There's going to be an error, but it's not the kind of error that will say error. Are you following? It will run, but it will be a semantic error. So let me add, okay, 12 is the first number, 13 is the second number. Did you see the results?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is this an error?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Why is there an error? But it does not say error now. Why is there an error?
Because you add
because he did the wrong thing, right? This is not what I had in mind, right? Now this is what we call semantic error. Now the errors you have been seeing that Python will say error, those ones are known as syntax error. Syntax like this. Syntax error, right? I think we talked about syntax the first day in that first lesson.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So syntax is the way that code is written. So if you write code in a way that Python does not recognize, you get a syntax error. If you write any code that does not follow Python rules, you have a syntax error. But this kind of code follows Python rules, but it actually is not doing what you intended. This is a semantic error. The code will run fine. There will be no error displayed, but it will give you the wrong thing. Now, do you know why you get 12, 13 like this?
No, sir.
No, sir. The reason is that input in Python is a string. Anytime you get input from user, even if the person enters number, it will be converted to a string. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's why we just added it. You know, strings, whenever you use plus for string, it will just add them together, put them beside each other. That is why Python did that. So if you want them to be calculated like as numbers, you can just convert to integer. To convert to integer, you use this function int. Remember, to convert to string, you use str. But to convert to integer, you use int, right? So I'm going to put I'm going to put that in front of the input, and then I'll close the bracket at the end. Always close every bracket. If you have two brackets, you have to have two brackets at the ending. Can you see this? 1, 2, 1, 2. Then here too, I'll put int. Then I'll come and close it at the end. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So if I run this now, it should work fine. Okay, so enter a number 12, enter another number 13, so I get 25. So does the code run well now?
Yes, sir.
Alright, so you should always remember that inputs in Python will be converted to a string. Input in Python will be always converted to a string. So you can get input from user and do whatever you want with it. Now, the area we calculated the other time, let's now use input instead of storing our own variables. We are going to get the length from the user and the breadth from the user. So what's the first thing I will do? Of course, we want this to be well commented, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So I'm going to show something to a user at the first when the user opens this program. I'm going to say print this program calculates the area of a rectangle. So after that, then get the length from user. Get the length from user and store it. So how do I do that? So let's do that together. I want to get the length from the user and store it. So how do I do that? Are you there?
Yes.
Alright, so I want to get the length from the user and store it in length variable. So how do I do that? Just declare the variable, right? Length equals, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm getting input, but the input has to be an integer, so I'll put int in front of the input. Int input, right?
Yes, sir.
So this way, whatever I get inside the input will be converted to what?
Integer.
To an integer. So enter the length of the rectangle. So the next thing, breadth. Get the breadth from user. Breadth equals to int input again. You can always copy and reuse these codes. Since I'm going to write almost the same thing, let me just copy this. Ctrl C here. And let me paste it here. So int input, enter the, instead of length now, we change it to breadth. Enter the breadth of the rectangle. So after getting length and breadth, I'll calculate the area. Calculate the area and store it. So the area equals to what? Length times Breadth.
breadth.
Alright. Let's say at this point I decide to use this length times breadth. What's going to happen?
It will
It
be
will
a
be a
syntax error
syntax error
Why?
because you use
because you
capital
use
letter
capital
L.
letter L.
Yes, and it's not consistent with the what I used here, which is small letter. So Python is case
Yes, sir.
sensitive.
Yes,
So so Python will be confused. So now I'll print display the results. Display the results. So print the area of the rectangle is now at this point area is what data type at this level. Area is what data type.
Area is
Area is
length times breadth.
breadth.
I mean what data type? I know it's length and what data type?
Variable.
Variable.
Yes, it's a variable, but the data is holding. The data that variable is holding, length and breadth, is what? What type of data? It
I
will
don't
be.
understand.
What I mean is that data type in Python is what type of data is like. 1, 2, 3, all those ones are integers. 2.5, that's a float. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So at this point, the area will be either an integer or float, depending on what the user enters. But then we have asked it to convert to integer. We have actually asked it to convert to integer. So whatever the user enters will be converted to integer. So and the area, since it's an integer, because we have converted length and breadth as integer now, we need to convert it back to string so that we can display it here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we put str area like that. So let's run code. So it says this program calculates the area of the rectangle because I asked it to print that at the beginning. So enter the length of the rectangle. The length is 12. The length is 12. The breadth 5. It says the area of the rectangle is 60. So with that we come to the end of class for today. So do you have any question right now?
No, sir.
Okay, no questions. So have you logged into your LMS? Have you been seeing your lessons there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so read through your lessons and take your quiz too. You know how to access your quiz,
I've
right?
taken my quiz.
Oh, that's very wonderful. So the assignment for Python Foundations will be published today. It will be published today.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
The due date will be Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Sunday, 11:59 p.m. Now there's an ebook I dropped on the platform.
Okay.
There's an ebook I dropped on the platform, Python Crash Course. Did you see that ebook? It's a PDF.
I'll
Okay.
go and check it out.
Alright, make sure you check it. Download that PDF because the assignments will be there. The assignments will refer you to the book. The assignments will refer you to the book. So see you tomorrow
Okay,
again.
sir.
Alright.